Hello and welcome back, everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land. I hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday evening. Now, before we jump into the action, as per usual, we have a few short announcements you have to make. The first one is, if you are watching this live, you should definitely follow our channel so you never miss out on a single moment of any of the games that we are running. Considering we run games more often than probably any tabletop scene that I've seen on the internet, yeah, you get a big bang for your buck, especially if you subscribe to us, which, I mean, honestly, you should subscribe if you like the content. It helps content creators keep making content. In addition to that, if you are watching one of the videos on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of this helps us out so much, and it's free for you to do. Just like, comment, subscribe. It helps us out a lot. But anyways, people, how about we get back into the action? And I never changed faces when I joined back into the Zoom call, so I'll do that. So, all of you have successfully entered into this grandiose building in order to listen to the 7th Symphony, or the 7th Harmony, do their performance. You look around from side to side. There's this massive circular banister that stretches all the way around the middle of this magnificent foyer that goes up to a higher balcony that wraps around this building and goes along the edges and sides where you do see periodically there are doors. Each one of these doors in that hallway is guarded by a standing personal bodyguard of people who have rooms to such fine balcony seats for themselves. To the left of you, there appears to be a mingling area with a handful of standing tables around you. Fordrum, unfortunately, these tables are roughly about chin high with you. Everybody else, it comes up to, your waist, so it's reasonable for people to stand at and enjoy. And to your right, there appears to be a magnificent banquet. 6 tables filled with fruits, vegetables, hors d'oeuvres, finely cooked meats that have been cut down into small slices and servings individually, flutes of wine and champagne all around, and Fordrum has already found his way over there before Corvos could prepare anybody for anything.
I got the main question out of the way, so I take one plate.
Yeah.
Over to the stack of meat.
I will follow him.
And there is a servant who pulls out a set of tongs.
Huh?
Would you like to give me? Thank you. He takes your plate and puts 3 slices of this meat with this very nice looking sauce all around it down and hands it down to you.
I look over my shoulder at Corvos for a second and I go, "Thank you." And then I turn and go to the next person on the thing.
Directly next to him is a new pile of meat that he scoots over to scoop and hand out to you. He is the meat station attendant.
Yeah. I just keep moving down the meat.
Yep. And he gives you noticing you stop at each one, he gives you like a little bit of a smirk and a nod, and he starts like giving you 4 or 5 pieces of each of them instead of 3.
I wink at him at the end of it. I'm like, "Thank you."
He nods. You're most welcome, sir. I hope you have a great time here tonight.
Thank you.
At this
And then
point,
I
he's a
look
little
back
creeped out by you and just...
I look back at Corvus at the end of it like, "I got this."
Oh, Corvus, you were second in line, so he comes over and goes, "Sir, would you like some bison high quarters?"
That sounds absolutely lovely. Thank you.
Very well. And how about the giblets? Are you interested in them as well?
Not as.
Okay. You realize that Fordrum got a serving of every section of the bison on his plate. He didn't care that he was Rocky Mountain oysters or anything. But yeah, he serves you, I believe, in probably modest portions with a little bit of fruits, a little bit of veggies, good amount of meat. Small saucers. You need at least 2 full plates to have an actual meal by most of the party standards. Jasper and Regina, what are the two of you doing unattended by Corvus?
I was having a slight panic attack because Jasper is usually a carnivore. He's not really a big fan of veggies and fruits, but he also realized that he made his character a vegetarian.
That's
Because he works in the exotic pet animal trade, so he's not really a big fan of eating meat. So it'd be a bad look if he just ate a shit ton of meat if he was an exotic animal pet trader. So he's like he's walking up very slowly, regretting his decision and is cringing.
You did
But he's
this
like,
to yourself.
No meat for me.
Well, that is fine, sir. We have more tables aside from this one. You walked past all of the fruits and vegetable tables to get to the meat one to tell him, no meat for me.
Yep.
And while you're
Because I
standing
just saw that he was the only one that served them originally at first, and I was like, yeah, nope. I'm going to talk to him.
Yeah. As you're saying that, you hear a little from behind you.
I just slightly turned my head behind my back.
You see a half-elven female. She looks matured, but she's very short, only about 5 foot, 5'1" or so, wearing a fairly lovely-looking long red dress that is more slender-fitted than usual for many individuals, and she's just smiling up at you. And Pia, it is a pleasure to meet you.
He takes it. Marcus Miller.
Marcus, what a unique name. Where does it hail from, sir? Oh, I, for one, would really appreciate a good helping of meat, please. Of course, ma'am. And she looks at you now, keeping you here unless you want to rudely walk away to get your food.
Nope, he said he would not talk to people unless they talk to him, so he's gonna talk to somebody now. So he'll just kind of like step away. Well, I hail from Nicodranus.
Oh, you as well. I'm from the northern stretches of the menagerie.
Oh.
Yes. My original village does not have a name, per se.
It doesn't have a name?
No, there was never a need for it. I am what you call a accidental heiress. My father liked to play around with many a women. And of course, that means I get to reap the benefits as the only living relative of his after he expired. Rags to riches. She smiles up at you.
Of course.
I'm kidding, of course.
That's...
I run a cobbling business all across the Menagerie Coast.
Interesting.
You may have heard of them. They're called referees. Very good shoes.
Have I
They're
heard
covered
of the
in
referees?
R's. Yeah, they're actually like the basic white girl shoes of the Menagerie Coast.
Gotcha. Yep.
They specifically have it branded towards boots for polo riding or shoes for adventuring, which is mostly like nice shoes that show off, hey, these are referees. They're ours. Kind of like our world's equivalent of coaches.
Yeah. The one thing I did good with my backstory is keeping it in the Menagerie Coast where I know stuff about it.
Yeah. So you're fully aware of it. I mean, their merchandising is incredible across the Menagerie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, the referees, of course.
Yes, that is my business.
Wow.
I came up with the idea myself. You don't seem like you really fit in here.
No, I'm usually around animals most of the time, actually. Not really person. Don't really like talking to many people. I was invited by one of my friends, so.
Who are you friends with?
The Asteloth family. Corvus. Asteloth.
Asteloths. I don't have many engagements with them, but I'm familiar with them. Usually the entire family has a well-positioned stick, let's say. She walks further down the table. May I have a T-bone steak made rare, please? And he nods. Of course, madame. Fordrum, your passive hears somebody asking for this, and you see he pulls out a package of steaks and starts sizzling and cooking it fresh for them.
Oh.
Yep.
Corvus looks at him like he's a fucking animal, but the player just is just like, yo, same.
Yeah. She looks back at you. Sorry, I have a bit of an appetite tonight.
Of course.
So, are you a connoisseur of the fine arts, Marcus?
Yes. I dabble in a little bit of musical performance every once in a while for fun.
What is it that you do?
I play the viol and sing a little.
The viol and singing. Well, we have to hear a performance from you.
Well, here would probably be.
What are you talking about? Here would be the perfect platform and stadium. In between the God, what do they call that? The matinee? No. The break, the intermission. During the intermission, they actually open up the stage, the front stage, of course, to anybody who wishes to do any type of specific dealings. But in all honesty, I get so bored hearing them want to trade their prized racing horses with one another. It would be much more entertaining to hear somebody toot a horn.
Well, I mean, I don't have my viol with me, and I don't really like singing without it. It's good accompaniment, but...
We are standing inside of a concert hall. I'm sure we can find one. Here, let us go look. As soon as I get my steak. Absolutely.
I want to try and see if I can figure out what her intentions are.
Sure. Roll an insight.
Oh, God.
She seems to really want to get Jasper alone.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. All right, that's fine.
Well, go
I
get your
guess.
plate of not meat. And, meet me over by the staircase.
Okay, and you'll just turn and just stare at the person that divvies out the fruits and vegetables. No meat, please.
Would you like to sample many of our fine...
Yep, anything you can fit on here. And he just gives him the plate.
Yep, they give you carrots and celery.
Ugh.
And they give you broccoli, unsteamed,
Jasper's cringing.
uncooked.
He's cringing the whole time.
They give
Every time he
you
places one down.
baby tomatoes.
Oh, boy.
It's good. They even offer you rolls of cabbage that is steamed.
With everyone that he places down, Jasper cringes his nose.
The individual goes, "Sir, do you not want any of them?"
Oh, no, it's fine. Just thinking about something else. It's all right. Thank you, sir.
Very well, sir.
He just
Perhaps a
hesitantly takes
tonic
it.
would take off the edge.
What is that?
A drink.
Oh, of course.
Takes a flute and hands you it of champagne. During this time, Regina, what have you been doing?
I just want to get a plate of fruit only.
Fruit only. Now, this is actually an amazing assortment. They have passion fruit, they have grapes, green grapes, and red grapes. They have orange slices without the peels on the back of them, orange slices with the peels, in case you want to get a little frisky with it. They also have strawberries, freshly cut and diced, ready and available for you. They have cherries, all of them seeded, of course, because those are the best cherries out there. All of it, as you go over. Kiwi, mango, all assortments of melons, cantaloupe, all of it.
I'll just take a little bit, not too much now.
Of course, Mom. And he
Can I
gives
get
you
some water?
literally one piece of most things.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you.
It doesn't even fill up the plate.
Like a half circle.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
And then I'd just like to find a glass of water somewhere and then go over the table with Corvus and Fordham.
They are serving water as well. So you go over to Fordrum. Fordrum, give me a con save. You swallowed all of that food, no fucking problem. By the time
Oh, yeah.
Regina gets to the table, if you want to go order your steak, feel free.
Oh, yeah, it's a small plate. I can't imagine this being hard at all. But
Oh,
I
he
do-
stacked it for you, though. He stacked it.
Yeah, it's still.
Yeah.
Uh,
Dwarf, man, dwarf.
but then, yes, I go over and I would like a steak too, please.
Very well, sir. How would you like it prepared for you?
Medium rare. Or rare. Chef's choice.
Chef's choice, of course. He takes out a steak and lays it onto the grill, and you just listen to the loud sizzle of it, and he looks back at you and, can you ask the guy in front of me for some garlic cloves?
He just asked me that?
Yeah. This guy, he gets the idea that you don't fit in here, so he's treating you
Yeah.
like a guy.
Right. Ask the guy in front of me for garlic cloves?
The guy in front of him, the servant at the vegetable
The
table.
one that does vegetables. You want some
Oh,
garlic
yeah,
for the
That
steak.
guy. Sorry, I thought he was asking me to ask the noble person standing next to me because I was like, hell no. Yeah, I'll go over there and I'll say, he wants some garlic cloves over at the.
Of course. He takes a scoop of the garlic, brings it over to him. He takes it, crushes it with the blade, and starts adding that into the steak as well.
Amazing.
Nice. Jasper was salivating the entire time that he was cooking steaks for people.
So back at the table, we have Corvus and Regina.
Oh boy.
Quite the pair.
Yep.
As you're sitting there, you do notice a few of your schoolmates from back in those days look between the two of you and giggle to themselves as they keep walking by.
I make a show of not noticing.
Roll me a deception check.
Hide your shame. Hide your
A
shame.
second. Where the
Mhm.
hell is deception?
Yeah. The D word.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. You turn your nose up physically at them, which makes them chuckle and actually laugh a little bit audibly, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's going to be talked about for a week or 3.
Don't
Yeah.
mind them, Corvus. They're just jealous.
I'm gonna keep my thoughts on that to myself.
I mean, you are the young heir to one of the most prominent families in this area, right?
This is true.
And so it's more likely that people are going to be jealous of you because of that.
Corvus looks sort of like, dumbstruck, like, did she just turn reasonable?
Was she being uplifting? Hello?
Is,
And
is she making sense?
she's also eating her fruit one piece at a time with a
Oh
fork,
God.
wiping her mouth after each one, sipping
Oh.
her water with her pinky up,
Mm.
doing her very best to be etiquette.
Overly etiquette this time.
Yeah.
The lesson here is we need to carry fruit with us from now on.
Yeah.
That is exactly the lesson Corvus is taking away from this.
Jasper, you finally make it over to this table after you get your pet's food.
Yep. Look at all this rabbit food. Hmm.
This is the shit my food eats.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So now the 3 of you are at the table. Corvus and Regina, you both did notice the interaction between Ann Pia and Jasper.
Yeah. You just see him walking away, following her with his food plate.
Oh, so you just walk past them. Cool.
Yep.
Alrighty. You make your way over to the banister as she has you're not sure when, but she's already finished the T-bone steak.
Oh boy.
and the bone seems to be dry.
Okay. Cool. I mean, I'm
Out of character, that is a woman after my heart.
yeah, I agree 100%. That's somebody Jasper would like, but he's trying to be Marcus right now, so
Yeah, yeah. She looks over at you and goes, "Well, hurry up and eat your nut meat.
wow, you really were hungry. Well, all right, I'll continue.
It's not every day you get to have a T-bone prepared right in front of you."
Fair enough.
I always like it really bloody anyways.
Oh my god.
Wonderful.
hmm
So, she just watches you as you eat.
He's very hesitantly, slowly putting them in.
So are you,
Some could like. At first, it looks seductive, and then when he goes to eat it, he's like, "Oh, I don't really want to do this." And then, yeah.
So, did you relocate here as well? During
Oh.
the entire, invasion.
Oh well, actually, I was down in Nicodranus at
Mhm.
my place of business, and Corvus happened to show up, and he asked if I wanted to come back to Chostenwald with him and do a little bit of business together. So,
So you just came here of your own reasoning.
yep, just
Wow.
before they closed the gates. Luckily,
Lucky indeed. I hear that people on the other side of the gates aren't being allowed through right now. Apparently, they're really sheepish of what is going on around here. And she actually sits on the stairs while talking to you, like through the bars.
Yep. They're definitely very cautious, even when we were first arriving to the gates. They closed it like a day or two after we left.
Interesting. Well, anyways, it looks like you're not really enjoying that food as much. Must not be anything that someone of your status is accustomed to lowering themselves to eating.
Yeah, I also don't really like to eat when I go to performances in the first place, but
Oh,
you know.
gassy. Understandable.
Sure.
So, you ready to find yourself a viol?
Sure.
Alrighty.
This sounds great.
She takes your plate, puts it on the stairs, grabs your hand, and runs with you upstairs.
Oh boy. He's just thinking in his head like, this is strange.
Corvus, roll me a history check.
He's definitely not assuming literally anything at this point.
Where is it? I clicked you. Where are you?
He's very
There you are.
25.
not-
I'm going to whisper something to you, Corvus.
Ooh, boy.
Jasper's very not smart or wise. He's just like, oh, somebody who wants to hear me sing. How interesting.
There you go.
Aw.
She's quite forward though.
Yeah.
Which is very different for him. He usually never ever gets hit on. So this is kind of what he's assuming it is.
She
is-
she takes you all the way up the winding staircase on the balcony and just starts taking off down one of the other passages, not moving very fast, but with a more brisk nature than many of the aloof individuals down here are moving.
I would have liked to have said that as she was walking by, I would have tried to follow at a careful distance.
Oh, she never walked by you.
Oh,
Only Jasper did.
Yeah.
Yeah. You actually didn't even notice her until that scene at the staircase happened. Regina is the one with the passive that noticed everything.
in that case, upon seeing Jasper getting pulled off, same basic reaction of follow, but not too closely.
Okay. Are you doing so discreetly?
Trying to.
Roll me a stealth check. For once, you don't have disadvantage. You're not wearing any armor.
Oh boy.
13.
Okay. That beats Jasper. He doesn't notice. Oh, now Regina is by herself. No, you're not completely by
Fortram's
yourself. Fortram does come back with his rare, medium rare steak.
Oh, that does look quite good.
You want some?
And no, I'm trying to hold back.
You look around unattended by anybody.
I can go get you one if you know. What are you holding back for?
Mostly for Corvus. He's been kind enough to invite us to this. You know, I've never gotten to go to anything like this growing up in the streets, and
Oh,
this is a big change for me. So I don't want to embarrass him.
oh, huh. Do you speak Dwarven?
No, I speak
Well-
common and druidic, so nothing else.
We have a saying that goes like this, and I'll just say it. Fuck these people. If you want meat, eat whatever you want. Nobility, wealth doesn't really make you special. It translates differently, but that's kind of how it translates into.
Fuck these people.
I agree completely.
Why?
Usually, but Corvus has been kind enough to take us in and feed us, and I'm doing this for a friend and not just one of these other nobles, not just another one of them.
What a good person.
Cordrum just smiles and goes, "Okay, well that I understand."
Alrighty. So upstairs,
Don't
Jasper.
go hungry.
Jasper upstairs as you're running around, she periodically kind of watches most of the doors as she's passing by. And whenever there's not an attendant at the door, she goes over and tries it.
As we're like walking along, he's just gonna be like, "Are you sure we're supposed to be up here? I don't know if this is where they would keep any instruments."
Oh, no. This is just how we actually get into the instrument room. And she click, and around the third door or so, it finally does appear to be unnoticed.
Mhm.
There's nobody else really around this area. Corvos, as you're kind of about to walk around that crest, you see nobody is down there other than the two of them. It's your choice to go down there or to maintain your stealth.
I am going to hold my position.
You stay back a little bit. Jasper, she leans in front of the door, like squats down a little bit, reaches under her dress and pulls out these tiny little picks. Opens the door.
Interesting.
Let me roll her perception check.
I didn't know someone in the cobbler business would need to use such tactics.
Shush! Pulls you in and closes the door.
Hush yourself.
As you get in here, you do see that is a fairly large balcony. Sorry, mood change.
Mm-hmm.
Fairly large balcony. It stretches on with about 4 seats in total in the front, 3 seats behind them, and then 2 seats behind them. Probably meant for some very nice looking, very regal large family. And she goes over to the side of the banister. Corvus, when you look back down there, you don't see either of them anymore.
Shit.
But Jasper. Yeah?
No, I just go like, oh shit.
So, Jasper.
Yep.
You hear this quiet, lulling music playing, and she brings you over towards the balcony and looks over the edge where you see there is a single pianist currently playing a very smooth, slow, just melody that floats through this air. She looks over the edge, looks at the curtains on either side of you, and goes, "Tugs, what do you weigh? About a $170, $180?"
70.
Alrighty, cool. She pulls one of the ropes down from the curtain, hands it to you, grabs onto the curtain, and slides down.
Oh. Supposed to be going down now, eh?
It's up to you. She's already down, and she looks up at you and goes, "Oh, come on, don't be a bitch." Just
All right, fine. You'll go down.
all right. Give me a acrobatics check.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh.
Hey.
Hand, lower, hand, lower, slip, and you fall about 30 feet or so.
Dope.
Yep. We knew it was coming.
Yep.
Let me get all this out of the way. You are going to suffer a total of 9 points of bludgeoning damage as you land, knocking the wind out of yourself, and you hear the piano immediately stops playing.
It just takes out my temporary hit points.
Yep.
And one actual hit point. Ugh.
She comes
Like,
over to you and
dusts himself off.
Oh, quiet.
Sorry.
Corvus, you did see what room they were at when you last saw them, and they were seeming to check the room. But it is a wraparound balcony, so what would you like to do? Corvus?
All right, Microsoft. I will try to make my way towards that room as quietly as I can, and just see if I can't peek in subtly.
You walk down the hallway, and as you're reaching towards the handle, you hear a drunk man. So I said, horse's ass out of him. As he comes walking past you and looks over at you, and he has a very wide brim hat with a large feather in it that floats backwards. Clearly not as nice as he thinks it is, and he gives you a tip of the hat as he walks by.
I offer a slight gesticulation of the same. Just a general nod of how do you do?
During this time, Jasper, she looks over at you and goes, "But I thought you'd be a little bit more balanced than that. Come on." And she's like hiding behind the rows of seats as she's like getting closer towards the main stage.
Well, I'm usually not climbing down curtains.
Why? It's a fast mode of travel. And she keeps going.
It's mostly I just don't go to places that have curtains normally.
Yeah, you didn't exactly strike me as somebody that belongs here.
Yeah, more of an outside person.
She looks back at you. Sure. And keeps going. As you get over towards the main stage, you do see that the pianist is flipping through a large amount of paper, checking their notes on what they're doing, and she begins like hoisting herself up onto the stage. Very quietly tumble rolls forward over towards the balcony and slides behind one of the curtains. Before you see her hand pop out from underneath the curtain, about halfway back, and waves you forward.
He just thinks in his head, I can't do that.
Well, first off, give me a stealth check.
Yeah. Oh boy. Here comes the pain. Yep, there it is.
Okay.
Look at that.
You reach onto the side and
I'm a big man.
Hoisting yourself over in the all right, let's roll a perception check for them. Yeah, they absolutely hear you. The pianist turns around and looks over at you. Excuse me, sir. We are not available. This room is sectioned off. Please, you have to. And you watch as a little plume of sparkles appears around him. You seriously? He just falls to the ground.
What? Oh shit.
Shh,
I didn't do this. What, did you
worry,
do that?
Come on. What? He was being loud. And escorts you back here.
I picked myself up off the ground after I flipped over one set of chairs and pulled myself up, dust myself off again. Ah, Jesus. All right.
Don't worry about it. It's an easy spell. As you're walking through, she rips the side of her dress much more high up, and you see that her leg is just covered in daggers. Strapped
Oh.
there. She looks back at you and pulls off a wig, and you see that she is completely bald. just smiles. All right, so I was hoping I'd find you here, Jasper. How you been?
Do I know who this is?
Roll me a history check.
Oh boy. Hey, it's better this time.
She did give you the right name. She is Anne Pia.
Hmm.
And she is one of the organizers of the Grinners.
Ah, that's what I was assuming. Good to know.
All right, so I see that you managed to infiltrate your way into here. I didn't know that we had another agent within the city ready to help me out with all of this. This is marvelous. Good.
Yep. That was the plan.
Roll a deception check.
He just like puts his arm up and just kind of like leans against the wall. Yep, that was the plan. Deception. Yep. Great.
She looks back at you. Wait, were you actually coming to this event for entertainment?
Oh, not even that.
Oh, that's so tedious. She pulls out one of the daggers and hands it back to you.
Oh. I mean, if you need help, I'm glad to help. What's the mission?
She pulls you over towards a set of curtains and kind of blends inside. Corvus, around this time, you enter into the room and you notice it's completely empty, but when you look across the grand concert hall, roll me a perception check.
Okie dokie.
Conscious pianist.
You see a body lying at the piano face down.
I do that, like, you know, like the one bit in Home Alone where he's just like grabbing his head.
He screams.
No,
Ah!
yeah,
Silently.
just like
Silent scream.
it's like, God damn it, Jasper! What the
Yeah.
I fucking gave the groundwork that you could not fuck this up.
Yep.
How
To
did
be
you
fair,
do this?
he thought he was getting laid. Can you blame him? You know,
No,
like
he did. He was just like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm just gonna go with it, see what happens.
what would Corvus have done?
There was only two options: whether she actually was flirting with him, which was the least of his, the last thing he thought it was really, but the first thing he probably thought it was someone in the organization, probably.
What would Corvus do? Yep.
Or he was gonna get murdered, either or.
So she pulls you
I
over.
will at this time be making my way right back to the other two.
Okay, so you're Jasper. She pulls you into the curtains and kind of folds you between two different sets of them with her as she's standing right beside you. So I am currently here seeking an individual. Have you heard of the quadrillion killer?
What?
Quadrillion. The quadrillion killer.
No. I am unaware.
You must have been spending some good time in the menagerie then.
Yeah,
So
just got back.
there's an individual who's been following directly after these events and has been spotted throughout the city, in every single city that they've been to, and then people die
Oh, so like a serial killer?
in fours. Every time 4 people died. 3 ones easily found. The 4th one found about a week later in a gruesome pose,
Was there
which is why we
any
call him the
connection-
quadrillion killer.
Any connection between them that have been found out? Or
Nothing
they
that
just
they,
random.
nothing that we've been able to discern. The individuals killed, some of which have attended concerts like this. Others have, well, just been commoners, presumably in the way. But every single city, 4 kills. Every single one.
Anything about them, like their physical body that is changed? No calling card? Nothing taken?
The 4th one is always displayed. Somewhere easily found by either the public eye or many eyes. Up in Zadash, they were found hung by the walls to the halls of Erudition. Their arms pinned with pittons into it itself. And the legs twisted backwards.
How recently was that?
3 weeks ago.
Ah.
And previous to that, when they were in Felderwin for this concert as well, there was a, how do I say this? Public park where the individual was attached to 4 limbs of a tree in a way that they fell down in the middle of the park while people were walking through. And before that, they were in Huppaduk. And towards the witching hour of their celebratory, well, weekend start, as they do in Huppaduk, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Above the watchtower, they saw the body skewered on top of it, with all the fireworks and display behind it. And Rexingtram's was the worst. The individual was found in 4 mailboxes by 4 noblemen, all on the same morning.
He got away with it in Rexentrum?
He's gotten away with it in every city down.
Damn.
I believe he caught wind of me in Orfield when they were getting ready to put on a performance there. But, the performance was cancelled a little early.
So you think he's a part of this performance in some way and travels along with them?
The body's always found the evening after the performance itself. I believe since all of the individuals who were found attended this show, this is where the killer picks their victim.
I don't know, but this might be worth noting. It was very strange. Before we came here, earlier this morning, Corvus got a parcel delivered to him.
What?
It had nothing on it, but inside there was a small piece of paper that was standing up that just said Symphony, and that was it.
Around this time, Corvus, you've made it back to Regina and Fordrum.
So we might have a issue of indeterminate size.
Jasper's an assassin.
Technically, I don't know about any of that.
Yeah, no, nothing.
It's always I
body.
knew he was a tricky son of a
Just
bitch after
body.
that fortune being told. I knew he was
Soul
body.
body.
You know, Jasper broke the cup.
Mhm.
Well, he's you know how I gave you guys such great infection and made it so you couldn't possibly fuck tonight up?
Yeah.
What, of
Yeah, he
course.
fucked tonight up.
Oh, already?
What did he do?
Yeah, I know, right? Usually it takes at least 10 minutes.
I saw him go off with that girl, and he looked like she wanted to jump his bones.
Who went off
Yeah.
with the girl?
I followed them briefly. And when I got to the room where they supposedly entered, it was empty, and down below there was a body. Alive, dead, I'm not sure, but not a not awake person.
A not
we-
awake person.
Shouldn't we go investigate that?
Someone who relieved their consciousness.
Corvus, as you're having this conversation, you do see the pianist, that same shape and figure. You can tell from the very long tailcoat they were wearing, walk out the front doors. And he's starting to like throw his hands up in a hissy fit. As what appears to be a gnomish stage director is running behind him, like begging him to calm down as he's just beelining it out of the room.
So he's not dead. That was him.
All right, then where's Jasper then?
That is the million gold question. I don't know.
Well, let's go in the way that.
Do
guy
either of
came
you have
out.
any
Let's
means
see.
of contacting him by magic or anything? Because I know he does, but we don't have him.
Can you find an animal for Regina?
Best
If we go over close to that door, I can summon Lord Cavendash back, and I can actually look through his eyes and do some scouting in the room.
Can you do it discreetly?
Yes, but I won't be able to see or hear from my own eyes or my own ears. So you all will have to keep a lookout for my body and just give me a little tug or a pinch on the elbow whenever I need to come back.
Fair enough.
Alright, so I'll go over to the doors that the pianist just came out, and I'll summon Lord Cavendash back.
As you approach over there, one of the guards goes, "Excuse me, ma'am. The hall is not. Oh, Master Asteroth, how are you?
I'm doing.
Are you two together? Or are you
Yep.
Oh boy.
A family friend is in town, and I figured I'd
understandable?
Take over
Well, excuse me, Ms.
Regina Tagati.
Miss Dugatti. We are not permitted to allow anybody into the hall until first light is lit. So
Oh,
please be
my-
very patient.
My feet hurt so bad from standing. You understand, an old lady.
Oh yes, of course. If you would like,
Lord
he
Cavendash.
pulls over a chair to you, right next to the door. You are more than
Oh.
welcome to my waiting chair.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes,
I
of
do
course. It is no
appreciate
problem at all. It's no problem, please. And he takes your hand, helps you to sit down in there. And he still stands right in front of the door, roughly 8 feet away from you, but yeah.
I feel like this is where I need to make a distraction. So I stand off to the side and I look at him and I go, "Hey, bud,
Yes,
what's
sir.
first light?"
Oh.
And I kind of try and peek in around him so that he has to turn his body to sort of
Block you.
interpose me. Yeah.
Yeah. And he does. He steps over. First light is the first candle to be lit on the stage in order to illuminate everybody who is going to be present. It is the discerning factor that the preparations have all been made and they are ready to begin the show. The moment that
Use
that
this
light is
opportunity.
first lit. Yep, go ahead, Regina. You pop Lord Cavendash behind it.
And then I'll send him into the hall and take over his senses.
Of course. And he will give you a very, very long explanation of what first light is. And it takes the course over 5-10 minutes or so.
Great.
Yeah.
I stand there super attentive, not really retaining a word of it, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're thinking
Oh,
about the
yeah.
periodic table of elements while he's talking. It
Man, that's me in real life. Damn.
That
Ouch.
is some next level boredom. Yeah.
yeah.
It's not boredom if you enjoy it.
So Jasper, I do need a stealth check from you. I am doing group stealth between you and Anne.
Yeah.
She rolled a 24.
Alrighty. Knowing that we're trying to stealth, he will actually use that.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
He'll take a tiny little pouch that he kept some of the sand in, and he's just gonna pour it
Just-
out, and then use this. Yeah, and then manipulate it so it kind of hovers around,
Mhm.
keeping the curtains, keeping it quiet. Stealth. Sweet, 31.
Oh God. I'm
And then
sorry,
34.
Regina, but you can have your cat roll a perception check.
Nobody sees the man behind the curtain.
Yeah.
you need a dog named Toto for that.
Yep. It's a secret weapon.
Oh, so good.
Only
Unfortunately, their average is 32.
Yep. Welcome.
Yeah. So yeah, with the two of you behind the curtain, she continues. If he received that, then that may actually correlate to one of my suspicions. I believe that the individuals who were picked were hand chosen by this individual premeditatively, before the actual event. I just didn't have any hard proof or evidence of it. There was the suspicion between letters, visits of animals that could be familiars.
He immediately thinks of the cat. Oh, sure.
And sometimes even the eerie sense of being watched or followed. This is bad. Your friend may be targeted right now.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. No, this individual is not one that we wish to underestimate. Whoever they are, whatever they do. But if this is correct, then her eyes go wide. Then I may be able to sniff out the other individuals who are targeted. Oh, Jasper, thank you so much. She puts her wig back on and kind of jostles her hair a little bit and slips out the back.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'll wait a little bit.
Cool. You do hear a couple of the stage performers walking out.
Oh shit.
In all honesty, like he always gets so freaked out. He's such a drama queen. Yes, just because we decided to give the second symphony a different name than what he wished to have, this is preposterous. In all honesty, he's always been such a drama queen. I mean, I can't stand it. Oh, come on, guys. I'm sure he's not that bad. Fuck off, Mickey. And all of the individuals who are supposed to perform tonight are going onto the stage.
Cool.
What would you like to do, Jasper? Regina, you see the individuals moving onto the stage, and like your cat wanders around for a while. Even one of the performers like goes down and picks Lord Cavendash up and like, oh, hello, little kitty, how are you? Hello. But like as you're looking around, you see nobody.
Okay, I'll come back to my senses and dismiss Lord Cavendash again.
Oh, look at the what the fuck?
You killed it. It's gone.
I don't know what I did.
I didn't see him anywhere in there, and the stage performer started coming out.
What happened to the bunny, George? Just
Where did he go?
So how big is the seating area in front of the stage?
oh,
Like,
massive.
Okay.
It stretches
he
on for probably
will-
120 feet or so.
Yeah,
It's
he will
massive.
use Misty Step, and he'll Misty Step 30 feet back into like the chairs area,
Mhm.
and just with Pass Without a Trace still on, he'll just kind of like hunker down immediately
Yep.
beneath the chairs and just snake through.
You're gonna have to re-stealth.
Yep. That's fine.
Casting a spell breaks your stealth no matter what.
Yeah. So
18. It's enough to make it past performers.
Yeah.
In fact, as you get over to one of the doors, you do hear a guard who's currently having a very enthusiastic conversation about lights, and you hear a very static and familiar, uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Huh.
He will head out that way.
All right. You scoot past the door. The guard immediately looks over at you.
Oh, hello.
Excuse me, sir. This area is off limits until first. He looks in. Oh, first light. Excuse me. I actually have to.
Yep.
Attention, everybody. We are experiencing first light. All right then.
Enthusiastic.
Yeah. I'll just mute him in case they talk. And immediately, some of the people start piling in towards the main room.
Hey, Fortune, how's it going?
Pretty good. You okay?
Yep.
All right.
Where's is Corvus still there?
Corvus is standing there.
He's right there.
Corvus, I
Okay.
did mute you,
I'm
by the
here.
way. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I get it. That's fair.
Oh, hello, Corvus. What are you guys doing here? Are you trying to get in early, or?
We were trying to find you.
Ah. Oh, with the woman. Ah.
Yes.
Yes, don't worry about that. But the one thing you should be worried about, and he's like, follow me. And you'll take him far away from the stage area.
Okay. Give me your survival check. Find a place that's secluded.
This had better be good.
I'll offer to escort Regina to her chair.
Oh,
To the
that would be
box that we
lovely,
all-
thank you.
Maybe you should all hear about this.
Oh,
First.
Oh, really?
oh, okay.
I really don't want to hear about what you did with that young lady.
No,
No,
I do.
it's not.
Fortrum
Alright,
the
fair
bro.
enough. Fair enough. No, nothing like that.
Oh, all right.
Oh, Jesus.
So you find a place not very far away from you, that is kind of behind the staircases, closer to the far right hand side, where it's also relatively close to the bathroom.
Mhm.
But you did watch as that dwarven individual Corvus met at the beginning. He had a very flustered way of walking towards the bathroom, where you did hear his walking farts, and everybody's staying away from that area right now.
Gotcha.
Crop dusted.
So you guys are in the crop dust, but
Yep. Perfect.
you're away
place.
from people.
Yep. All right.
Okay, this
Well-
had better be worth it.
You may be targeted by a serial killer.
That's worth it.
Yes, I thought I would get the obvious statement out of the way before I gave you the details, just so you understood the gravity of the situation. But yes, I don't know. Since you're a noble of the Empire, not sure if you've ever heard of this person. They go by their alias Quadrillion Killer.
Have I ever heard of that?
Unfortunately, you have not been present recently.
In the Empire.
Fair.
However, Regina, please roll me a history check.
Living in the streets.
I'll
come
use my
perks.
game inspiration.
Go for it.
Do it. Nice.
Yeah, you actually heard whispers about this individual before you left to go seek after Lord Cavendash. Apparently, while you were paupering outside of the large event that the 7th Harmony was trying to perform at, there was whispers of actions that seemed a little odd. Now, you're from Zadesh, right?
Rexentrum.
Rexentrum, never mind. That would have been early enough on the journey that, yeah, you paupered at the event, and when you went out in the streets the next day, you heard about all of these kills that happened, and you did recognize two of the individuals were people you tried to pauper to, both of which kind of scoffed at you and walked away very quickly, but you did recognize the two of them.
It's Regina. Fuck.
Oh, I recognize that name.
It's actually
happened-
Lord Cavendash.
Of course,
What
it's the
happened to
cat.
Rexentrum?
Cats are evil.
They are.
Yes, indeed. It's actually been happening all over the Empire while we were gone, apparently. The woman was somebody that works with some people that I know. And apparently the piece of paper that you were sent seems to be what she assumes to be a calling card that they've been trying to pin this guy down on to figure out who he's targeting. Because he seems to be doing it at random, but in pairs of 4. Or sets of 4s. Which is why he's called Quadrillion Killer. And apparently the last one is always on a big public display area in a very gruesome manner.
Who are
Well,
the three?
I don't know. But she seems to think that that symphony card you got was you being targeted. So, you know,
so
she's
that's
going to
the
try
thing.
and sniff out the rest of the people that he's targeting and try to get them into safety. And of course, I wanted to warn you, obviously.
Obviously.
Yes. And we're here to back you up if he does try to attack you, so I think we should all stick together for the rest of the night.
By the way, Jasper, where did you store the dagger?
Ah, yes, that quite. Actually, he probably would have just like, interesting. He would have just like stuck it basically in like one of the the belt loops.
So it's
And
just
kinda, like-
hanging on your side.
Yeah, just pointed down, like hanging there.
All right. So then you throw your jacket over it and it's hidden. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Because right now
Also-
you are the only one in this party actually armed.
Yeah. Also, he will saying that he will actually kind of like open his coat up just a little. I don't want this. She gave me this. I'm not really good with these, and it probably would be bad for us to have this.
Well, Jasper, here's the question: what focus do you have on you right now that would have blended into this situation?
My golden ring.
Okay, you do have your focus.
Smiley face. And
Regina,
yeah.
same question for you.
That's a good question.
Fordrum, your holy symbol, obviously.
Yep.
And Corvus, your weapon is your focus.
Yeah.
Which, at need, I could summon.
You could summon it. Yeah.
You
So
could,
if you
you
need
could.
to do magic, you could. It would be very obvious, though.
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
going to leave that to you guys as the first wave.
Yeah, of course.
Mine is my staff usually.
So you don't have that on you.
No.
Is there like anywhere to get outside, like a window or anything?
The top balcony seats, there are windows that don't open, that lead out there.
Gotcha.
But then there's the front entrance into the courtyard, but that entire area is being closed off right now.
Gotcha.
For obvious
Yes,
reasons. They're
we'll
about
be
to start
stuck
a
in
show.
here with possibly a serial killer. Great. Murder mystery in a theater. Great. This is my nightmare. This is Jasper's nightmare.
Well,
Hmm.
as we
Not
are
exactly Corvus's dream.
we are preparing for the murder mystery night next week. Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you all had a fantastic time, and we will see you next time. Take care.
Hey.